Same flesh, same biology, same wiring. And yet, ask two people what happened in the same conversation, and you'll hear two completely different stories. That fascinates me because in my version, I'm almost always reasonable. Ego doesn't just control behavior. It doesn't just frame with language. It narrates. It edits memory. It curates details. It assigns motives. And the story it tells has a consistent theme. I was justified. Not perfect, not flawless, just justified. Notice how narrative works. I remember tone more than content. I remember their mistake more than mine. I remember my intention more than their impact. Ego keeps score in selective ink. Same flesh, different editors. Have you ever told a story and realized you left out the part where you escalated first? Or the part where you were already irritated before the conversation began? Narrative is subtle. It doesn't feel like lying. It feels like clarity. That's the danger. I have replayed conversations in my head not to understand them, to win them. I've restructured arguments in memory so that my pauses sound wise. I've assigned motives to people without ever asking them. And I believe myself. That's the unsettling part. Ego narrates so smoothly, it feels like documentary footage, but it's edited. If we're the same flesh, and we are, then the person I'm frustrated with is telling a story too. In their version, they're reasonable. In their version, they're reacting. In their version, they're misunderstood. Same flesh, different narrator. That realization is destabilizing because it means I might not be the objective historian of my own life. And ego hates that possibility. Have you ever noticed how in your own memory, your comebacks are sharper? Your tone is calmer. Your logic is flawless. It's amazing how articulate we become in hindsight. If only life came with post-production editing. Narrative explains why ego is so hard to shrink, because we don't see ego. We see our side. And our side feels factual. But narrative is interpretation layered over memory. And interpretation protects identity. If I admit my story might be incomplete, I risk losing certainty. And certainty feels like safety. Here's the hopeful part. You can rewrite a narrative, not by lying to yourself, by asking better questions. What did I miss? What part did I play? What might they have felt? Those questions feel dangerous because they loosen the hero role, but they also loosen resentment. And resentment is heavy. Same flesh doesn't need a villain to survive. It needs honesty. Maybe the bravest thing we can say is, that might not be the whole story. Because when ego stops narrating alone, same flesh gets heard. Same flesh. Let's edit carefully.